In Consumer Watch, as many rush to do some last-minute holiday shopping, we have a warning for those getting gifts online. Don't get scammed by ads on Instagram.
Victims say some products never arrived, while others came different than advertised. Anna Werner shows us what to look for.
They hooked me. They got me on that one.
It was the promise of a great deal that Raul Gonzalez says prompted him to order a drone that popped up in his Instagram feed in October. A company called Military Tees said they'd marked down an $800 combat drone to just $100. But the supposedly high-quality drone arrived in a plastic bag from China.
It was smashed. And I was like, what's this? So I pulled it out, looked at it, I'm like, whoa, that's not what I ordered. Yeah.
It's very light.
Light and flimsy and not the quality I was expecting.
The drone does fly, but when he demonstrated it for us, the battery started dying after just a couple minutes.
That's it. That's as long as it goes.
Not only is it not the high-end model Gonzalez expected, he says it's not even worth what he paid for it. He found the drone available elsewhere for under $50. And when he contacted the company, he says Military Tees wouldn't provide a refund.
I'm trying to go about this the nice way. You guys aren't going about it the nice way. I'm going to file a complaint against you guys.
He's not the only one complaining, says Catherine Hutt with the Better Business Bureau.
It's hard to tell on social media advertising what's real and what's not. And unfortunately, a lot of the ads are fake.
She says some of the ads feature photos of real high-quality products, but what the scammers are selling are cheap knockoffs. The snowblower one shopper thought he ordered turned out to be an ice scraper. Two other people told us they thought they'd purchased motorized surfboards, but instead got foam boogie boards. Hutt says, do your research.
Because a good ad looks like a bad ad.
Yeah, they both look good. The scammers use the same tactics that legitimate salespeople use. They know what works, and that's what they use.
Anyone can start a website and look like a company in 5 minutes.
Artist Jenny Odell learned how some of those companies work while researching these watches as part of an art project. They're sold at deep discounts on Instagram. The stores looked hip and trendy, but
a lot of the wording was, copy-pasted from other websites. And a lot of the imagery was just stock imagery.
Odell found the people behind those companies were actually doing what's called drop shipping, setting up what looks like a store selling its own products online, but instead simply acting as a middleman, marketing items from manufacturers often in China. Those overseas companies then ship directly to the customer. The drop shipper doesn't design or manufacture the items or even hold any inventory.
So you think that you're on a unique boutique site, somebody who's curated a really cool collection of clothes or shoes or accessories, and really what you're doing is you're just purchasing from a mass manufacturer who's going to drop ship that package to you.
Odell never found out who was actually selling those watches. Unlike with a regular store, she says pinpointing their location turned out to be impossible.
I think after what I found, honestly, I wouldn't buy anything off of Instagram. I don't know, maybe I have a more of an appreciation for brick and mortar retail now because at least you're in a place and you can see the thing and you can touch it and you can talk to people.
Raul Gonzalez did get his money back, but only after filing a complaint with his credit card provider. He says Military Tees didn't even want the drone back. He discovered many others had similar complaints about the company. Instagram banned their ads and their website is no longer working. They never responded to our request for comment.
It's wrong. It should be illegal. It's like, saying I'm selling you a Jaguar and giving you a Pinto. I mean, it's the same thing.
We asked Instagram to sit down with us. The company declined to do an on-camera interview, but told us that every ad gets screened before it's posted with either human or automated review. The company says that review allows it to catch most of the policy-violating ads, but that is continuously working to improve since some still manage to slip through.
And I said, I'm so glad you did this story because I am one of those people that I've clicked through before, just, it looks so good. I haven't been scammed, though I have received some questionable products. And usually it's that it's just so cheap, I think. That old adage, if it's too good to be true, it must be. And that's really what saved me hours of frustration and hundreds of dollars.
Right.
But these ads, are they a violation of Instagram or Facebook's policy for that matter?
Well, it depends. You have to sort of ask Instagram about each ad, but you can see from their statement that they're clearly saying that some of these ads do manage to slip through. For example, they did ban the outfit that you saw on this story eventually, but not, until after some people had ordered drones that were supposed to be high quality for 1/8 the price. And of course, that's a tip-off, if you say.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things is you have to really research these companies to know if they're real companies, because this drop shipping thing is a real thing that a lot of people are doing. They basically set up what looks like a store. You can make ads these days that look incredibly sophisticated. You can use these stock photos to make it look like you have a location down in Soho somewhere. You can make up a trendy name, but then all you're really doing is collecting people's payments and their addresses, sending them on to a manufacturer in China. The product goes straight from China, as with our drone guy, right? Shows up, and what kind of a product is that you're actually getting? It's not a small boutique firm, handcrafted creation by a little outfit in San Francisco and somebody who's making these products.
It's a scheme. Like Anne-Marie said, if it's too good to be true, it probably isn't. I see these ads and I stare at them and I debate clicking. What are signs people can look out for?
So number one is price, right? I mean, we all want to believe we're getting a great deal, but you have to sort of think through it a little bit. Look at the great deal and ask yourself, if this item of clothing, 4 of them, like we looked at some of these ads, if each of these items was originally $300 and now they're selling it for $35, is that the kind of sale you expect to see, for example, on a major clothing retailer like Nordstrom's, Macy's, Bloomingdale's? Wouldn't you be rushing into the store to grab those dresses that used to be $300 and are now $30, right? The other thing is, you really have to research them, because the ads, as Catherine Hutt from the BBB points out, the ads look really good. They can look just as good, but if you can read, sometimes you can see tip-offs in the language, in the photos. Do they look sort of similar? One thing is, go out and Google the URL for that website and see if other people are complaining about that company, alleged company.
That's smart.
Interesting.
And do your research. You know what? There's no substitution. A lot of this is impulse buying.
Or go to the mall.
Can I tell you about one of my mistakes? I found these great Christmas lights, a string of Christmas lights, beautiful, and something I'd never seen before. I ordered them. They came, boxes covered in Chinese writing. I open, and the lights are there, but they're not actually attached to a string. They're just a box of lights.
Okay,
Am I going to return them to China? No. So I was like, all right, I learned a lesson.
Sounds like what we're talking about.
Yes.
I regret to tell you.
I was scammed. Never again.
I won't ask where you ordered them. We'll protect the company.
Right. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.